Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story looks like something taken straight out of a horror movie or an ancient prophecy, yet it is completely real. Rain that looks like blood, beaches turning red, seawater appearing crimson. Recently, scenes from Iran shocked the internet as videos showed coastal waters and shorelines transformed into what many described as blood rain and blood, like seawater. But what really happened? Is this a supernatural warning, an environmental disaster, or a rare natural phenomenon misunderstood in a time of fear and crisis? In this video, we will break it all down calmly, clearly, and truthfully. This is the full story behind blood rain in Iran. When the first images emerged, people were stunned. Waves rolled onto Iranian beaches, carrying deep red water. Rain appeared to stain the ground crimson. Social media exploded with speculation. Some called it an omen. Others blamed pollution. Some even linked it to religious prophecies and end times narratives. But as always, the truth is more complex and far more fascinating. Iran has a long coastline stretching along the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. These waters are normally blue, green, calm, and predictable. So when parts of the coastline suddenly turned red, it triggered fear and curiosity across the region and beyond. To understand what happened, we must first understand a phenomenon known for centuries: blood rain. Blood rain is not actually blood. Despite its terrifying appearance, it is a rare natural event in which rainwater becomes red, orange, or brown due to particles suspended in the atmosphere. These particles mix with rainfall and stain everything they touch. History is filled with records of blood rain. Ancient Roman texts mention red rain falling before major battles. Medieval Europe considered it a divine warning. In modern times, similar events have been recorded in India, Italy, Spain, Greece, Australia, and the Middle East. So why did it happen in Iran now? The key lies in dust, minerals, algae, and environmental conditions. Iran is surrounded by vast deserts: the Arabian Desert, Iranian Plateau, and Mesopotamian Drile, and regularly release massive dust clouds into the atmosphere. Strong winds can lift fine particles high into the sky and transport them across hundreds or even thousands of kilometers. Some of these dust particles are rich in iron oxide, the same compound that gives rust its red color. When rain falls through this dust-filled air, it carries the particles down to the ground, turning rainwater red. But that's only part of the story. In coastal regions, another factor plays a major role: marine microorganisms. Certain types of algae, especially red algae and phytoplankton, can multiply rapidly under the right conditions. When water temperatures rise, nutrients increase, and ocean currents change, these organisms bloom in massive numbers. This is often called a red tide. Red tides are not unique to Iran. They occur worldwide. But when they combine with rainfall, wave action, and shallow coastal waters, they can create scenes that look truly apocalyptic. In Iran's case, experts believe a combination of dust storms, mineral, rich particles, and marine algae caused the beaches and seawater to turn red. But here's where the situation becomes more serious. While blood rain itself is usually harmless, the conditions that create it can signal deeper environmental problems. Iran is currently facing one of the worst environmental crises in its modern history. Severe drought, water mismanagement, shrinking lakes, groundwater collapse, rising temperatures, and widespread desertification have transformed the country's landscape. Dust storms have become more frequent and more intense. Dried lake beds, like Lake Urmia, release salt and mineral dust into the air. Wetlands that once trapped particles are gone. Soil erosion is accelerating. All of this means more dust in the atmosphere, increasing the likelihood of red rain events. At the same time, climate change is warming coastal waters. Warmer seas encourage algae growth. Pollution from rivers, sewage runoff, and industrial waste adds nutrients that fuel algal blooms. So while blood rain looks shocking, it is also a visible symptom of invisible environmental stress. For people living near the affected beaches, the experience was deeply unsettling. Locals reported confusion and fear as the sea changed color. Fishermen worried about their catch. Families avoided the water. Children asked frightening questions. Is it dangerous? In most cases, red rain caused by dust is not toxic. However, red tides caused by algae can be harmful. Some algal blooms release toxins that affect marine life and human health. Fish die. Offs, respiratory irritation, and skin problems can occur. Authorities often advise people to avoid swimming, fishing, or consuming seafood during such events until water quality is tested. This raises a critical point: trust. In times of environmental crisis, clear communication is essential. When people do not trust official explanations, fear fills the gap. Rumors spread faster than facts. Supernatural explanations take hold where scientific clarity is missing. Iranian history and culture are deeply connected to symbolism. Water turning red resonates strongly in religious and cultural memory. In Islamic tradition, unusual natural events are often seen as signs that demand reflection. Across cultures, blood-colored water has long symbolized warning and judgment. That does not mean the event is supernatural, but it explains why people react emotionally. The internet amplified everything. Videos were shared without context. Old footage was mixed with new clips. Some images were exaggerated. Others were real but misinterpreted. The result was a global audience watching fragments of a story without understanding the science behind it. This is the danger of viral content in an age of crisis, but ignoring the event would be a mistake, because blood rain in Iran did not happen in isolation. It occurred at a time when the country is facing water shortages, drying rivers, collapsing groundwater, and urban water crises, especially in cities like Tehran. Environmental stress is reaching critical levels. When unusual phenomena appear more frequently, they are often signals of imbalance. Iran's ecosystems are under pressure. Wetlands are disappearing, forests are shrinking, soil is degrading. Air quality is worsening. Coastal waters are warming and becoming more polluted. Each event may be explainable on its own, but together they form a pattern. Nature is responding. Scientists warn that extreme weather events, unusual atmospheric conditions, and rare phenomena will become more common as climate systems destabilize. What once happened once in a century may now happen every few years. So what should people really take from this? First, panic is not the answer. Blood rain is not blood. The sea is not bleeding. This is not the end of the world. Second, denial is also dangerous. These events are not random curiosities. They are connected to environmental degradation, climate change, and human impact. Third, awareness matters. Understanding the science behind such phenomena helps societies respond calmly and responsibly. There is also a deeper lesson here. Water, rain, rivers, seas has always been central to life in Iran. Ancient Persian civilization mastered water management. Qanats, canals, and reservoirs allowed life to flourish in harsh climates. Today, that balance has been broken. When rain turns red, when lakes disappear, when taps run dry, it forces people to confront uncomfortable truths about how nature has been treated. Blood rain captures attention because it is visual emotional, and symbolic. It shocks people into looking up from their routines. It reminds us that the environment is not silent. For coastal communities, fishermen, farmers, and families, the concern is immediate and practical. Can we fish? Can we swim? Is the water safe? What happens next? For scientists and environmentalists, the concern is long term. Are dust storms increasing? Are algal blooms becoming more frequent? Are ecosystems reaching tipping points? For policymakers, the challenge is enormous. Environmental crises cannot be solved with slogans. They require planning, transparency, investment, and cooperation, things that are difficult in times of economic and political pressure. And for the rest of the world, Iran's blood rain is a warning. Similar events have happened elsewhere. Red rain in India, red snow in Europe, red seas in Australia. No region is immune. The planet is changing faster than expected. As we look at these haunting images of red beaches and crimson rain, the real question is not, is this blood? The real question is, what are we doing to the systems that sustain life? Nature does not speak our language. It communicates through events, sometimes quietly, sometimes dramatically. This was one of those dramatic moments. In the end, blood rain in Iran is not a mystery once science is applied, but it remains a powerful symbol of an environment under stress and a reminder that the line between normal and abnormal is shifting. If this video helped you understand what really happened, share it. Awareness matters more than fear. Truth matters more than rumors. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.